Hello, I am Dr. Sheila Marie Campbell, and today we are going to be going over COVID aftercare and how to get your smell back using acupuncture. My company is called Nucci, and right now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over COVID care, how to care after you have had COVID and you have lost your smell. I have about a 90% success rate right this second getting my patients' smell back after they receive acupuncture. I only have one patient so far that I do not know what's going on with her body. And we continue to work it out of why the smell is not coming back completely. We get it back for a little while and then it fades again. But that is only one patient. Every single other patient I've treated so far, we have gotten the smell back in one, if not two treatments. So I originally designed this treatment because my mother had COVID and I went home and I treated her for pneumonia using fire cupping. And then when she didn't have her smell, I had a really strong emotional impulse to get her smell and to get her taste back because I love her so much. So I went back to the books. I started researching some Harvard articles about the smell and the pathways and the extraordinary pathways within Chinese medicine. And I designed this treatment for my mom. You're going to be seeing her in this video testimonial. And then I'm going to be showing you a little bit more about what I'm doing with my company. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the presentation and give you the basics of smell. So for those of you that know me, I am obsessed with geometry. I'm obsessed with sacred science. I love Chinese medicine. I have my master's and my doctorate in Chinese medicine and acupuncture. And then in my free time, love to study with different elders from all over the world and understanding the way that they look at the body, the way that they look at the geometrics of the body, sacred science, period, anything that has to do with science and research. I'm in it, I'm about it. So this is a picture of the geometry that I was really studying when I was thinking about the brain and I was thinking about what is going on in the body. Why is this smell blocking and not coming back? What exactly is getting blocked inside of the body that is preventing the smell from coming back? Because like most doctors that are working right now, this COVID is something that none of us have ever seen before. And the symptoms are things that we've never seen before. So it's been complicated. There's so many doctors from every single angle trying to figure this out. And what the beautiful blessing is I really do believe that it's bringing medicines more together. And I've had such beautiful conversations with my personal endocrinologist on how I recovered from COVID because I had it too. And you better believe I lost my smell and I had zero patience for a loss of smell. So I did this treatment on myself. It's very difficult to do on yourself. I did it on myself twice and I got my smell back. It's the needle technique is a little different since I designed it. There's not a lot of acupuncturists that will throw 3 needles into the point, but we have to really aggressively stimulate the needles. So what you want to do, and I'll go over the point prescription that you want to take to your acupuncturist, your local acupuncturist. I'm not taking patients right now personally, but I do want to get this out there and I want for you to bring this to your acupuncturist, your local acupuncturist, and for you to help get the care that you need. If there are no acupuncturists in your town or in your region, there are also things that you can do to yourself with massage and heat and essential oils. So I'll go over that too when we go into the technique. Okay. So when we're looking at the olfactory system, this is the olfactory system in more Western philosophy and the way that they look at the body with the cells, the cilia, the olfactory tract, the olfactory bulb, the olfactory nerve to the brain, and how the taste actually comes from the mouth into the brain. And so here you can see the different pathways that are happening. Here's the pathway right here. This is a zoomed in but it's a zoomed in picture of what is happening here with the cilia. And so basically an odor comes in, an airborne odor comes in. And as you can see here, viruses can come in this way, not just odors, but there's particles floating in the air, and then they come in and they hit the cilia. And then what it happens is it moves down through here, through the olfactory nerve, and then it goes into the brain. And then the brain will interpret the smell. So that is what's happening on a physiological level inside of the body. And obviously there's so much more to that. If you want to check out my Instagram, it's Dr. Sheila Marie Campbell on Instagram. And then I go into more about smell, but this video, I wanted to keep it a little as short as I could and going over everything. And I think it's more important to go over these other pieces. So if you want to check out more, go ahead and go to my Instagram. I lay out what exactly is happening on a Western standpoint from smell. In Chinese medicine, what we're looking at, and when I designed this treatment, there's this pathway that goes through here. And so this is DO20 and this is DO16. This is an internal pathway. So if we go back to this picture, we can see this is the internal pathway. So something is happening through here where I perceive the smell is getting blocked. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go in here and open up that pathway. And that's what I did with my mom and all of my other patients. I went in and I opened this pathway. I think I added one more here, which is a wind gate. And then I opened the pathway. DO16 is right here, which you can see in another photo, or not, another photo that I had put in. This is more of what's going on in the brain from a Western standpoint, as we know physiology and anatomy. And then this is the meridian that's happening internally, and DO16, which is the point that I used right there. Then what we have, this is also DO16, and this is the different ventricles in the brain. And we're not going to go too much into what's happening with the brain, but I did hit the sinus point that is about right here in the body. So I did DO20 at the top, DO16, and then I stimulated the holiness out of the sinus point. So I basically put 3 needles into the same point. I found where it was most tender in the head, where the blockage was, and I heavily stimulated that point. And so what we want to do is we want to do UB9, 3 needles, and as you can see, there's 3 needles right there, right to the point, heavy stimulation. People want to punch you in the face when you do this, but the technique is amazing. It comes right back. Then I use DO16, DO14, and DO20. So your acupuncturist will know what that is. And if you don't have an acupuncturist, this is the point. You want to go apex of the ear. That's the tip top of the ear. Center with the forehead up in a straight line. That's DO20. So you press into DO20 simultaneously. You press into DO16, which is right here. So you're going to roll off the circular part of your skull, and then when you press into it, you actually feel when you're pressing into a point. It feels really intense. So you press into that and you want to open the pathway. So I like to use breath work. So I just imagine, I have my patients imagine, okay, I'm going to press in here. I want you to imagine your body, the pathway opening. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath. You're going to open through there. And then if you needle it, obviously it's going to be a lot stronger. So if you, like I said, if you don't have an acupuncturist locally, you're going to press into those points. And I want you to get a heat pad. You can order them on Amazon and put a heat pad where UB9 is. So UB9, remember, it's right outside where the little knobs are on the skull. And you guys can also look it up. Google is my friend. It's your friend too. You can Google UB9 and look at exactly where the location is, but I highly recommend you finding your local acupuncturist, going to your local acupuncturist, bring them this point prescription and allow them to help you.
Hi, my name is Ellen, and over the Christmas.
That is a testimonial, and I'm going to let you listen to this testimonial, which I had, I treated, this is my mother actually, and I treated her. She's my inspiration. And the reason why I even designed this treatment, because I did not want her to not have smell. And so I designed this treatment, and then I've been using it on everyone that I treat since. So here you go.
This holiday, I was diagnosed with COVID. Along with COVID came the loss of smell and the loss of taste. It was so hard to eat anything because it all tasted like cardboard. Dr. Sheila Marie was in town, and she said, I'm going to give you an acupuncture treatment, and we're going to bring your smell back. So she did the treatment, and by the next day, I had smell. And then I started being able to taste food again, which was really awesome. I have friends who still don't have their smell or their taste back. So there's hope for all of you that have lost your smell and your taste.
So there you have it. There's one person that you can see their smell came back right away. Mine, like I said, took 2 times. The other people that I've treated, it's 1 to 2 times. I only have one person that I've treated so far, and it's a very difficult case. But there's no harm in going and trying this. Acupuncture is a very safe medicine. It's such a beneficial medicine also for other parts of the aftercare of COVID and being in part of the long haulers. I personally had COVID. I have an autoimmune disease, and it's been very difficult for recovery. And with my acupuncture practice and my acupuncture, not just my practice, but I go see acupuncturists every week, and it's been essential in my recovery. Here are the different references that I used so for those of you that don't know, I've been featured on People, The List, Doctors, and I've helped a lot of different clients out here in breakups, celebrity clients that are more secret in their breakups. But what I've put this on here is I did help Christina with cord cutting, and she talks about very publicly how cord cutting helped her conceive. And I put a little bit here on what the list said, and what I say about cord cutting is it has to do with the rituals that we utilize to disconnect from others. And we can disconnect from others through energy practices, yoga, breath work, focused prayer, and intention. And if you get triggered by the word prayer, it's just however you move your energy with your words and your intention, and how your intention and your words move through. I've also been featured on The Doctors going over cord cutting and breakups and the essentials of cord cutting. So what this deck is I go over, it's about an hour, and I go over the ins and the outs of cord cutting and what cord cutting is, the science behind it. I go into Western science, I go into physics, I go into everything that you need to know to understand the basics of cord cutting. And cord cutting has changed my life. I'm so passionate about teaching it. I'm passionate about other people learning about it, because we don't even understand always all the ways that people's energy influences us. So what I would love is to offer you this for, I really hope that all of you stay safe out there, wash your hands, wear your masks, and make sure that your priorities are in order, and you're telling all the people that you love them. And I know it's been such a hard year for all of us. So thank you so much for watching and giving me your time and energy for this space. And I really hope that you try acupuncture. Okay, have a beautiful evening and a beautiful life.